Your silence told me everything. I waited for the words to come, gave you space when things felt wrong. Every pause between your lines said more than you would ever try. I listened harder than I spoke, reading truths you never wrote. I asked once, then let it be. The answer lived in what you didn't say to me. Your silence told me everything, more than any lie could do. I stopped asking for your honesty when I felt the distance move. I stood there holding what we had, while you faded quietly. Your silence told me everything, everything. You said nothing. You said nothing. You read my messages too long, like choosing words felt too wrong. You stayed present just enough to keep me hanging on to us. I felt the change in how you breathe when my name lost its meaning. I don't regret the time I gave, I regret the truth you wouldn't face. Your silence told me everything, when staying asked you to be real. I didn't need a perfect answer, just something I could feel. I kept believing you'd come clean, while you slowly disappeared. Your silence told me everything. Don't say you didn't know the cost. You felt it every time we paused. You stayed until the quiet grew, then let it speak the truth for you. I won't chase words you never sent. I see how this was meant to end. I hear it now, so clear. Your silence told me everything, and I won't ask again. I know the truth inside the space where love once stood back then. I loved you open, loved you clean. There's something I still keep. Your silence told me everything. I let it go. I love when you're there out an exit plan. keep one foot outside. I walk straight in with open hands, believing in what we had. I didn't love you halfway through. I love like I had nothing to lose. I never thought of where I'd land. I loved you without an exit plan. I loved you without an exit plan. No safety net, no second door. I stayed when things got complicated. You were already unsure. I didn't prepare to run, I prepared to understand. I loved you without an exit plan. Trusted what we said out loud. Believe love didn't need a doubt. I didn't keep my heart on hold. I didn't bargain or withhold. I thought if I gave everything, we'd have something real to stand in. I don't regret how deep I went. I regret you weren't in it the same. I loved you without an exit plan. When love stopped feeling right, I stayed standing in the moment. You were already saying goodbye. I would've worked through every bend if you reached out your hand. I loved you without an exit plan. Don't say I moved too fast, I just didn't plan to leave. You kept one eye on the ending while I believed. I won't shame myself for trust, that's not where the mistake was. I gave it all, I meant it. I loved you without an exit plan. And I won't apologize. I loved you honest, loved you real. That's how love survives. You can keep the road you chose. I'll walk mine where I stand. I loved you without an exit plan. You said love shouldn't feel this hard, like effort meant something was wrong. I stood there ready to work it out. You looked for somewhere else to run. I didn't ask for perfect days, just honesty along the way. I faced the weight we had to hold. You reached for easy, safe and cold. You chose comfort over us. When love asked you to stay, I stayed present in the questions. You walked the other way. I would have carried all the doubt if we carried it together. You chose comfort over us. showed its face. I didn't need things to be easy, I just needed you to stay. I held space for what we were. You replaced it with whatever. You chose comfort over love. Don't say love was too much when I never asked for less. You wanted calm without the word, connection without depth. I won't chase what you replaced. I stand by the love I gave. I see it now, so clear. You chose comfort over us, and I finally let that be. I know the love I brought was real. That's enough for me. You can keep the life you chose. I won't follow where it was. You chose comfort over us. I was real, you were gone. I showed up even when it hurt. Didn't hide behind the words. I stood present in the storm. You escaped before it formed. I spoke truth without a shield. You stayed quiet, never real. I stayed standing in the light. You chose distance every time. I was real, you were gone. When the moment asked too much, I held on to what we had. You let go without a touch. I didn't fake, I didn't run. I stayed when it wasn't fun. I was real, you were gone. You were gone. I stood. You said you needed space to breathe, but space just went away from me. I felt it in the way you paused, like staying had a cost. I would've faced it side by side, but you left before you tried. I don't regret the way I stayed. I regret the game you played. I was real, you were gone. When love stopped feeling light, I didn't disappear at doubt. You vanished overnight. I kept my heart where it belonged. You were already moving on. I was real, you were gone. Don't say we both let it fade. I stayed honest, I stayed brave. You chose comfort over truth. There wasn't something I would do. I won't rewrite what I became, just to soften what you changed. Ooh, go high now. I stand firm. I was real, you were gone, and I won't apologize. I loved you steady, loved you clean. That still defines my life. You can keep the road you chose. I won't follow where it's wrong. I was real, you were gone. You were gone. You were gone. I spoke my truth without a shield. Every feeling, every deal. I didn't dress it up and down. I said the things I meant out loud. You listen or to stay polite. I opened doors you never crossed. I paid the price you counted cost. I gave you truth, you hid away. When honesty stood in your way, I stayed present, I stayed brave. You disappeared without a say. I didn't lie, I didn't play. I gave you truth, you hid away. Hid away from the truth. You said you needed time to think, but time just made you harder to reach. I would've met you in the dark if you didn't pull your heart apart. You stayed as long as silence worked and left before it really hurt. I don't regret the words I chose. I regret the walls you closed. I gave you truth, you hid away. When love asked you to stay unfazed, I didn't need you to be sure, just honest and the unsure. I stood still, you slipped away. I gave you truth, you hid away. Don't tell me love was moving fast. I was steady, you were past. You stayed near but never in. I felt it every time I leaned. I won't beg for clarity, I see it now. It's clear to me. No, I see it. I release it. I release it. I gave you truth, you hid away, but I won't hide myself again. I know the worth of what I gave. I don't need you to explain. You can keep the fear you chose. I keep the love I showed. I gave you truth, hid away, hid away, hid away. I'm gonna move on. I kept my hands where they belonged. I never crossed the line. I stood steady in the open. You moved around behind. I didn't flirt with doubt or games. Didn't trade love for escape. I stayed clear in every way while you played it safe and fake. I was honest when it hurt. You hid truth in clever words. I stay clean while you play dirty. That's the difference between us now. I held love with open palms. You dropped it on the ground. I didn't lie to make it easy. I didn't bend to fit your doubt. I stay it, chose control, chose to save yourself alone. I won't carry what you did, I release it. This is it. I'm clear now. You said my name like it was true, like nothing in your world was new. You held my hand in public light, but hid your doubts every night. I trusted calm inside your tone, believed we weren't standing alone. I never thought you'd need to pretend. Without conditions, without if. You stayed while it felt light and warm, then vanished when it asked for more. I would have faced the truth that day if you didn't hide behind okay. I don't regret the love I gave, I regret the mask you chose to wear. You lied when love was easy, when honesty was free. I gave you space to tell the truth. You chose the lie instead of me. I didn't need perfection, just something I could believe. You lied when love was easy. Don't say you didn't mean the harm. You felt the shift inside your heart. You stayed until it felt too deep and let me fall while you slept. I won't beg for what you broke. I finally let the silence talk. I see it now, I'm done. You lied when love was easy, but I won't carry your shame. I loved you honest, loved you clean. That still says my name. You can keep the story you tell. I know what I Never said it wasn't real. You just let me feel like everything was steady ground. While cracks were all around, you stayed close enough to keep my hope alive, my heart asleep. I trusted how you stayed along. Didn't know you'd been halfway gone. You let me believe like love was still a guarantee. I asked you once if we were fine. You say yes, but lost your eyes. I would have handled the truth that day if you didn't push it far away. Yeah, I don't regret the trust I gave. I regret the time you made me wait. You let me believe too long when staying wasn't what you chose. I kept giving everything, you kept keeping doors half closed. I didn't need forever strong, just honesty before it's gone. You let me believe too long. You let me believe too long. Don't say you didn't know the cause. You felt it every time we paused. You stayed because it felt okay, not because you planned to stay. I won't beg for clarity. I finally see what's clear to me. I see